Football is more than just a game of physical strength and athleticism. It's a battle of minds, a chess match played by coaches who craft strategies, motivate their players, and lead teams to victory. Throughout the history of the NFL, certain coaches have risen above the rest, not only shaping their teams but redefining the game itself. Today, we'll count down the top 10 NFL coaches of all time, the legends who built dynasties, revolutionized the sport, and set the standard for greatness. From pioneers of the game to modern-day masterminds, these coaches have left an indelible mark on the sport we love. Who made the cut? Who stands at the pinnacle of football greatness? Stick around as we dive into the legacies of the most iconic leaders in NFL history, starting with number 10. Kicking off our countdown at number 10 is Andy Reid, one of the most innovative offensive minds in NFL history. Known for his ability to craft complex and creative offenses, Reid has been a force on the sidelines for over 2 decades. His journey began with the Philadelphia Eagles, where he led the team to 5 NFC Championship games and 1 Super Bowl appearance. But it wasn't until his move to the Kansas City Chiefs that Reid truly cemented his legacy, transforming a struggling franchise into a perennial Super Bowl contender. His offensive schemes are a perfect blend of the West Coast offense, paired with modern innovations that constantly keep defenses on their toes. Under Reid's guidance, the Chiefs became one of the most explosive offenses in NFL history, especially with the emergence of Patrick Mahomes. Together, they've formed one of the deadliest quarterback-coach duos in the league. Reid's play calling often feels like a chess match, as he's known for dialing up intricate motion plays and pre-snap shifts, which force defenses to show their hand before the ball is even snapped. His mastery of these tactics has helped the Chiefs win 2 Super Bowl titles, cementing his place among the all-time greats. But Reid's success isn't just about having elite players. Throughout his career, he's shown an uncanny ability to develop quarterbacks and maximize talent, whether it's turning a backup like Nick Foles into a playoff hero or resurrecting Alex Smith's career. His offensive system is adaptable, allowing him to thrive in different eras of the NFL. Whether through his aggressive 4th-down decisions or perfectly timed trick plays, Reid's willingness to innovate is what sets him apart, making him a coach that opposing teams fear to face. One of Reid's hallmarks is his ability to adjust mid-game, often making key halftime tweaks that lead to second-half domination. His deep understanding of the game, combined with a calm, calculated demeanor on the sidelines, has earned him the respect of his peers and players alike. From his early days in Philadelphia to his dominant run with Kansas City, Andy Reid continues to influence the way football is played, and his offensive genius has paved the way for a new generation of creative minds in the NFL. At number 9, we pay tribute to one of the true pioneers of the NFL, George Halas, also known as Papa Bear. As a co-founder of the league and the longtime head coach of the Chicago Bears, Halas's contributions to football go far beyond wins and championships. He was a central figure in the establishment of professional football in America, guiding the Bears to 6 NFL championships and turning them into one of the league's most storied franchises. Halas coached the Bears for an incredible 40 seasons, and his influence shaped not only the Bears but the league itself. Halas was more than just a coach. He was an innovator who introduced several key elements that are now fundamental in modern football. One of his most notable contributions was the implementation of the T formation, a revolutionary offensive set that put the quarterback under center and emphasized the passing game. This formation allowed teams to effectively blend running and passing plays, forever changing the offensive landscape of the NFL. Halas's commitment to strategy and preparation laid the groundwork for the meticulous approach that today's coaches are known for. Beyond the X's and O's, Halas was a visionary who understood the business side of football as well. He helped build the NFL into a national phenomenon, advocating for rules that increased the competitiveness and entertainment value of the game. His role in establishing the scouting department and using film to evaluate opponents demonstrated his forward-thinking approach. On the field, Halas emphasized smash-mouth football, focusing on physicality and control of the line of scrimmage, a style that the Bears became synonymous with. Even after his retirement from coaching, Halas's impact was felt throughout the league. He remained deeply involved with the Bears as an owner and is widely regarded as one of the most influential figures in NFL history. His legacy lives on, not only in the Bears' continued success but in the very fabric of the NFL. Without George Halas, the league might not exist as it does today, and for that, he will always be remembered as a founding father of the sport. Coming in at number 8 is Joe Gibbs, a coach known for his remarkable ability to adapt and evolve with the game. During his time with the Washington football team, Gibbs led his team to 3 Super Bowl victories, each time with a different quarterback. This rare feat highlights his versatility and his unmatched ability to build an offense that suits the strengths of his players. Whether it was the power running game spearheaded by the famous Hogs offensive line, or the deep passing attack, Gibbs found ways to get the most out of his roster, regardless of the personnel. What set Gibbs apart from other coaches was his flexibility and understanding of the nuances of the game. In an era where many coaches were locked into rigid systems, Gibbs constantly adapted his schemes to suit the talent he had. His strategic mind allowed him to win games in various ways, whether through a ground and pound running attack or an aerial assault. Gibbs was a master at exploiting defensive weaknesses. His ability to analyze a defense and make the right adjustments was a critical factor in his success, particularly in high-pressure situations like playoff games and Super Bowls. Gibbs's leadership extended beyond the field as well. His calm demeanor and ability to connect with players earned him immense respect in the locker room. He was a coach who understood how to motivate his players, instilling a mindset that emphasized hard work and preparation. Gibbs also thrived in the postseason, leading Washington to 10 playoff appearances and mastering the art of December football when the stakes were highest. His adaptability in these critical moments solidified his status as one of the NFL's great strategic minds. After retiring from football, Gibbs even found success in another high-pressure arena, NASCAR, where he won multiple championships as a team owner. His ability to dominate in 2 completely different sports speaks volumes about his competitive nature and leadership qualities. But it's his football legacy that will always be remembered, an adaptive genius who could find a way to win, no matter the circumstances. Joe Gibbs remains a symbol of excellence in the NFL, proving that true greatness comes from versatility and an unwavering commitment to success. At number 7, we have one of the most influential figures in NFL history, Paul Brown. Often credited with shaping the modern coaching profession, Brown's impact goes far beyond his 7 NFL championships. He's the reason we have many of the innovations that are now standard in football. Brown introduced the concept of playbooks and was one of the first to use film to scout opponents and prepare his team. His forward-thinking approach made him a pioneer of the game, changing the way teams prepared for battle on the field. Brown's career began with the Cleveland Browns, a team named after him, where he built a powerhouse that dominated professional football in the 1940s and 50s. His teams were known for their precision, discipline, and execution, characteristics that made them nearly unbeatable in their era. He wasn't just a tactician, Brown was a teacher of the game. He emphasized fundamentals and technique, helping players understand not just their roles, but how the entire game functioned. His ability to develop talent was unmatched, and many of his players went on to have successful careers, both on and off the field. One of Brown's lasting legacies was his role in breaking the color barrier in professional football. He was one of the first coaches to sign African American players, helping to integrate the league at a time when discrimination was still rampant. Brown's belief in winning with the best talent, regardless of race, was a testament to his forward-thinking mindset. This courage to push boundaries made him not only a great coach but a trailblazer for equality in the sport. His influence on the development of the NFL is undeniable, as his coaching tree continues to produce some of the best minds in football. Paul Brown's innovation and leadership left a permanent mark on the NFL, but what do you think? Do you agree with his spot on this list, or do you believe his legacy deserves to be ranked higher? Let us know in the comments, and while you're here, don't forget to like this video and subscribe to the channel for more in-depth breakdowns of the greatest minds in NFL history. Your support helps us bring you more of the content you love. At number 6, we have Tom Landry, one of the most innovative coaches in NFL history. Known for his stoic demeanor and signature fedora on the sidelines, Landry led the Dallas Cowboys for nearly 3 decades, turning them into one of the most iconic franchises in sports. He wasn't just a great leader, Landry was a brilliant tactician, constantly pushing the boundaries of what was possible on both sides of the ball. One of his greatest contributions to the game was the development of the flex defense, a system that allowed his defense to adjust to both the run and the pass with equal effectiveness. Under Landry's leadership, the Cowboys made 5 Super Bowl appearances, winning 2. His success wasn't just about having great players, it was about his ability to maximize their potential by putting them in positions to succeed. Landry's approach to the game was methodical and calculated. He was known for his meticulous preparation, always studying his opponents in detail, and devising complex game plans that kept defenses off balance. His offensive strategies were equally revolutionary, incorporating pre-snap motions and shifting formations that are still widely used in today's NFL. Landry's Cowboys teams were built around discipline, precision, and adaptability. His ability to innovate on both sides of the ball made Dallas a powerhouse, and under his guidance, the Cowboys earned the nickname America's Team. Beyond the X's and O's, Landry was respected for his calm, composed leadership style. He rarely showed emotion on the sidelines, yet his players followed him with unwavering loyalty, knowing that his plans would put them in the best position to win. His combination of tactical brilliance and quiet leadership left an indelible mark on the league. Landry's legacy in the NFL is one of innovation, discipline, and success at the highest level. Few coaches have had such a profound impact on the way the game is played, and even fewer have done so with such consistency over nearly 3 decades. His ability to blend offense and defense with equal mastery makes him one of the most complete coaches in the history of the sport. Cracking the top 5 is Chuck Noll, the architect of one of the most dominant dynasties in NFL history. As the head coach of the Pittsburgh Steelers, Noll built a powerhouse team that claimed 4 Super Bowl titles in the span of 6 years during the 1970s. This remarkable achievement remains unmatched in NFL history. Noll's teams were built around a fierce, physical defense known as the Steel Curtain, which became the foundation for their success. His ability to develop and maintain such a high level of play, year after year, cemented his legacy as one of the greatest coaches ever. Noll wasn't just a defensive mastermind, he was a brilliant talent evaluator. The Steelers' dynasty was built through the draft, with Noll selecting future Hall of Famers like Terry Bradshaw, Joe Green, and Franco Harris. His eye for talent was unmatched, and he knew how to mold players into champions. But what set Noll apart was his ability to instill a winning culture. He preached discipline, teamwork, and toughness, values that became the hallmark of his Steelers teams. Under Noll, Pittsburgh became the gold standard of excellence in the NFL. Noll's success was built on more than just strategy and player development. He had a unique ability to handle the pressure of the postseason. His Steelers teams thrived in big moments, with Noll crafting game plans that perfectly neutralized their opponent's strengths. His calm and steady leadership style allowed his players to stay focused in high-pressure situations, resulting in 4 Super Bowl victories, including back-to-back championships twice. It was this ability to perform in the clutch that made Noll a true legend of the game. Chuck Noll's legacy lives on through the Steelers' continued success and the lasting impact of the dynasty he built. His blueprint for building a championship team through the draft, development, and discipline remains a model for franchises across the league. Noll's achievements, particularly in the postseason, set him apart as one of the greatest coaches in NFL history. At number 4, we have Bill Walsh, the mastermind behind the West Coast offense and one of the most influential coaches to ever step onto an NFL sideline. Walsh revolutionized offensive football, changing the way teams approach the passing game with his innovative system built around quick, short passes. His philosophy emphasized timing and precision, allowing quarterbacks to make fast, efficient reads and put the ball in the hands of their playmakers. This system would go on to become one of the most widely adopted offensive schemes in NFL history. Walsh's genius wasn't limited to just his offensive concepts. He was a brilliant strategist who knew how to adapt his system to the strengths of his players. He famously turned Joe Montana, a third-round draft pick, into one of the greatest quarterbacks of all time. Under Walsh's guidance, Montana thrived, leading the San Francisco 49ers to 3 Super Bowl victories during the 1980s. Walsh's ability to develop quarterbacks and build an offensive machine around them set the standard for what we now expect from elite coaches. Beyond his offensive acumen, Walsh was known for his meticulous attention to detail and his ability to outthink opposing coaches. His game plans were carefully crafted to exploit the weaknesses of every defense he faced, and his teams were always prepared for every situation. Walsh's success wasn't just about creating a winning system, it was about teaching his players how to execute it flawlessly. His focus on fundamentals and mental preparation helped transform the 49ers into one of the most dominant teams of their era. Bill Walsh's impact on the game can still be felt today, as elements of the West Coast offense are used by virtually every team in the league. His ability to innovate and adapt, combined with his unmatched success in developing quarterbacks, earned him a place among the greatest coaches of all time. Walsh's legacy goes beyond his 3 Super Bowl rings. He forever changed the way the game is played. Taking the 3rd spot is Don Shula, the winningest coach in NFL history, with an incredible 347 career victories. Shula's coaching career spanned 33 years, a testament to his adaptability and excellence across multiple eras of the league. His crowning achievement came in 1972 when he led the Miami Dolphins to the only perfect season in NFL history, finishing 14-0 in the regular season and securing a Super Bowl victory to complete the historic run. This accomplishment remains one of the greatest feats in all of sports and stands as a shining example of perfection in the NFL. Shula wasn't just about that one perfect season, though. His success extended far beyond 1972. He took both the Baltimore Colts and the Miami Dolphins to multiple Super Bowl appearances, winning 2 championships in the process. What made Shula unique was his ability to coach different styles of football. In an era when many coaches were rigid in their systems, Shula could adapt his philosophy to match his personnel. Whether it was a dominant running game or a high-flying passing attack, Shula's teams were always prepared and efficient, minimizing mistakes and capitalizing on opponents' weaknesses. One of Shula's defining traits was his ability to evolve with the times. Starting in the run-heavy era of the 1970s, Shula transitioned into the pass-first offenses of the 1980s, with players like Dan Marino showcasing Shula's ability to shift gears when necessary. His teams were known for playing smart, disciplined football, rarely beating themselves. Shula emphasized fundamentals, and his players always knew their roles on the field. This attention to detail and preparation made Shula a coach that players respected and opponents feared, knowing he would always find a way to exploit their weaknesses. Shula's longevity is another key factor in his greatness. Coaching at a high level for more than 3 decades is no small feat, but Shula managed to stay relevant in the NFL for longer than most. He reached 6 Super Bowls in total, winning 2, and consistently fielded competitive teams, no matter the talent level. His adaptability, combined with his deep understanding of the game, allowed him to succeed where many coaches might have faltered. Shula had the ability to build winning cultures wherever he went, and his leadership style was one that players bought into. Another aspect of Shula's greatness was his in-game management. Known for making smart adjustments, Shula had an innate sense of when to switch tactics mid-game. Whether it was leaning into a play-action pass or adjusting defensive schemes on the fly, he always seemed to be one step ahead of his opponents. His mastery of clock management and situational awareness allowed him to win close games, something that not all coaches can claim. Shula's teams were rarely outcoached, and his steady leadership often helped them weather tough situations and emerge victorious. Don Shula's record for most career wins is a reflection of his remarkable consistency and success, but his legacy goes far beyond numbers. He changed the way coaches approach the game, proving that adaptability and leadership are just as important as strategy. His perfect season is the pinnacle of his career, but his impact is felt in the way modern teams prepare, adjust, and execute on the field. Shula's place in NFL history is secure as one of the greatest coaches to ever step on the sidelines, and his influence will be felt for generations to come. Few coaches in NFL history have been able to dominate an era the way Bill Belichick has. As the head coach of the New England Patriots, Belichick led the franchise to 6 Super Bowl victories and 9 appearances in total, an unprecedented level of success in the modern NFL. Known for his defensive brilliance and strategic mind, Belichick's ability to adapt to any situation is what has set him apart from his peers. His teams are known for their versatility, capable of beating opponents in a multitude of ways, whether through a high-powered offense or a stifling defense. Belichick's partnership with quarterback Tom Brady created the most successful coach-quarterback duo in NFL history, but his success goes far beyond just Brady. Belichick has an uncanny ability to find value in players other teams overlook, turning undrafted free agents and late-round picks into key contributors. This talent for maximizing potential has allowed the Patriots to maintain their dominance even as rosters turned over year after year. Belichick's defensive schemes, particularly his use of multiple fronts and complex coverages, have kept opposing offenses off balance for 2 decades. What truly sets Belichick apart is his adaptability. He's known for completely changing his game plan based on the strengths and weaknesses of his opponent, often employing a different strategy each week. Whether it's a run-heavy attack or an air raid passing game, Belichick tailors his approach to exploit matchups. This flexibility is a hallmark of his coaching philosophy, and it's why his teams have been able to consistently outsmart opponents on the biggest stages. His famous quote, "Do your job," has become a mantra that encapsulates the Patriots' focus on execution and preparation. Another key to Belichick's success is his mastery of situational football. He has an unparalleled ability to manage games, knowing when to be aggressive and when to play it safe. His understanding of clock management, field position, and game flow allows him to control the tempo of the game. Whether it's a perfectly timed timeout or a gutsy 4th down call, Belichick has consistently made the right decisions in the most crucial moments. His legacy as the greatest coach of the modern era is secure, and his influence on the game will be felt long after he leaves the sidelines. Belichick's success is also a reflection of his relentless work ethic and attention to detail. He's known for watching endless hours of film, dissecting every facet of his opponent's game plan. This meticulous preparation has made his team some of the most disciplined in the league, rarely making mental errors or costly mistakes. His ability to drill fundamentals into his players, combined with his emphasis on accountability, has built a culture of winning in New England. Players know that under Belichick, they will be pushed to their limits, but the results speak for themselves. While Belichick's record-setting 6 Super Bowl victories with the Patriots are his most visible achievements, his influence on the game goes much deeper. From his early years with the Cleveland Browns to his dominance in New England, Belichick has shown that sustained success in the NFL is possible with the right combination of strategy, leadership, and adaptability. He redefined what it means to be a championship-caliber coach, and his methods have been studied and emulated across the league. Bill Belichick's legacy is one of unmatched greatness, and his impact on the NFL will be felt for generations. At number 1, we have the man whose name is synonymous with football excellence, Vince Lombardi. Lombardi led the Green Bay Packers to 5 NFL championships, including the first 2 Super Bowls ever played, cementing his legacy as the ultimate standard of success in the NFL. His leadership style, built on discipline, hard work, and unwavering confidence, transformed the Packers from a struggling team into a dominant force in the league. Lombardi's ability to inspire his players to give everything on the field was unmatched, and his motivational speeches became legendary. Lombardi's philosophy was simple: outwork and outprepare your opponent. His practices were grueling, and his attention to detail was second to none. He demanded perfection from his players, and in return, he gave them a blueprint for success. His Packers teams were known for their execution and efficiency, particularly in the running game. The famous Packers sweep, a play designed to get the running back outside with multiple blockers leading the way, became one of the most feared and effective plays in football during Lombardi's tenure. What set Lombardi apart from other coaches was his ability to create a winning culture. He preached accountability and toughness, not just physically but mentally. Lombardi's belief that winning was a habit became a core tenet of his teams. He didn't just want to win, he wanted to dominate, and his players bought into that mindset wholeheartedly. His relentless pursuit of victory pushed the Packers to the pinnacle of the sport, and his legacy of leadership still resonates in locker rooms across the NFL today. Lombardi's influence extended far beyond the football field. He was a pioneer for social change, standing up for racial equality at a time when discrimination was still rampant. He insisted on treating all his players with respect, regardless of their background, and his commitment to fairness and justice made him a beloved figure among his players. Lombardi's impact as a coach, leader, and human being has left an indelible mark on the NFL and society as a whole, making him more than just a football legend. His famous mantra, "Winning isn't everything, it's the only thing," encapsulates the essence of Lombardi's approach to the game. While this may seem like a ruthless philosophy, Lombardi believed that the pursuit of excellence in every aspect of life was the key to success. His ability to motivate and lead men, combined with his tactical brilliance, set the standard for what it means to be an NFL head coach. To this day, the Lombardi Trophy remains the ultimate prize in football, a symbol of his lasting legacy. Vince Lombardi's name will forever be associated with greatness. His success, both on and off the field, has made him the gold standard by which all coaches are measured. He transformed the Packers into one of the most successful franchises in NFL history and helped shape the league into what it is today. Lombardi's lessons of leadership, discipline, and excellence continue to inspire not only football coaches but leaders across all walks of life. Without question, Vince Lombardi is the greatest NFL coach of all time. The impact of these coaches goes far beyond wins and championships. Each one of them transformed the game in their own unique way, from Vince Lombardi's leadership to Bill Belichick's tactical mastery. Their influence on the NFL has been felt for generations, and the lessons they've taught both on and off the field continue to inspire players, coaches, and fans alike. This list represents the pinnacle of coaching excellence in football, a testament to what it takes to succeed at the highest level. Who do you think should top this list? Do you agree with the rankings, or is there a coach you believe deserves more recognition? Let us know in the comments below. And if you've enjoyed this deep dive into NFL history, don't forget to like this video and subscribe for more content on the greatest minds in the game. Thanks for watching, and we'll see you next time as we explore more of the stories that shape the NFL.